Hello creative friends, this is Joy. So I just wanted to do a quick flip through of a journal I made, which is this one, about a year ago. My last video you saw where I made this journal here called Book of Days that is for a class that's coming up in January 2020, so I'm really excited about that. Can't wait for that to be started. And it's just made, with elastics and signatures to where I can pull the or elastics on the inside so I can pull the signatures in and out. And this is like a hardcover overlaid with canvas. And my last video shows you how I went about making this particular book, but this here is made in a similar style that I made this traveler's notebook about a year ago, and I will post to the video that shows how I made this one as well, along with the inserts, which was the second video that came out. And I just want to do a quick flip through of this journal and what exactly I am using this for. So this, again, is similar to that. It's got the elastic, but the only difference is this is made completely out of canvas. The other one, I decided to make a hard cover because it was going to be so large, and then I overlaid it with canvas, so that's, to make it a lot stronger. But this is just, real pliable. Like I said, I will link to the video. I adjusted both sides of the canvas. I did some modeling paste on top, then painted and went over it with some metallics, and made it long enough so I could wrap around. So yeah. And then these inserts are just composition books that this one here is a composition book, and then I made a folder, and then I made these other books to go with the journal, and I covered them. I just used some mixed media paper, and I covered them with some scrapbook paper and then some tape, and then scuffed them up, to make them look more worn and aged. And so let me show you how I'm using this. So even though this is and this is again in the style of like a traveler's notebook where it's got the elastics and I can pull these in and out to make it easier. So, but I don't travel with this obviously because it's kind of big, and this is more like I wanted a place for me to take notes and to document and classes and things that I was doing at the time, and any other things that I was seeing that I liked, that I wanted to take note of and document, and also have a place to where I could continue to explore and create and to experiment with a lot of these ideas. So this particular, like I said, composition book I made to where I can take all my notes, and so I started out with making a list of resources, learning resources and classes, sketchbook ideas and resources, artist resources, improving art and creativity. So these are all these classes and resources that I've identified to where I can go, and I've listed them, and I've even numbered them. I can go and I can look at them again if I need to. And then I wrote on the first page here my intentions for this book, and which is to document ideas for improving my artistic career and for planning, to note my ideas, thoughts, and feelings, to document my artistic journey, to practice lettering and my handwriting, which is horrible, and so I was hoping that I could do that, and to practice, my drawing skills. And then I made a list of affirmations for my art. You know, create without judgment, relax and have fun, strive for artistic expression, not perfection. Always be true to yourself. Believe you can and you will. Believe you can't and you won't. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. I added a little "this book belongs to" and my full name there. And then I'm Pisces, and I found this little kind of thing about Pisces, and I like that, so I added that. And then I left a page here, and I used tabs. And so this particular tab is for sketchbook ideas. So as I'm going through and, you know, doing classes and seeing things that I like, you know, any ideas that I come up with, I, you know, been putting them in here. So these are like sketchbook ideas. And then here I have, you know, no rules. So some more ideas. And then this is ideas, I guess, or I'm sorry, this is a class that Jenna Belli, and this is where, you know, was starting to document some of the classes that I took. So this is Rock Your Online Shop with Jenna Belli, and so I made a tab for that, and it was through the Art Journal Bundle for Good that for last year that I signed up for. And then here's all my notes. And then as I went through the class and doing my notes and whatnot, I identified action items that I wanted to, let me move this over, action items that I felt that, you know, would help me to, you know, improve upon whatever this class is, you know, teaching or showing that I can improve upon. So any kind of ideas or action items I felt like I could take, I wrote them down on little sticky notes because I wanted to make this easier to, first of all, identify the section where that action item came from. And then, of course, I have questions here for myself that I can answer, but also remove it and then go to another section to actually explore those questions to myself and action items. So you'll see sticky notes in here on a lot of the areas that I wanted to further explore. And then I left a couple of pages in order to explore those action items, which you can see I've not really gone back and done. I'm not been so busy, I haven't had that opportunity, but you know, I do need to do that. And here is, this was about creating a notebook to sell on Amazon. So this was something else that I saw that kind of related to an online shop, and it was just easier, I guess, because there was screen prints and stuff for me to just print this out, and then I stapled it and then glued it in my book. And then I have a little tab here about Amazon selling. So that was that. I wanted to document that. This here is on licensing tutorials. So this is from another class, Jump, Trust, Repeat, and my notes on that. And not all of these, well, this here does have like an action. Not all of these required a lot of action. It was more informational. So I went through that class. Again, not really a lot to do with that as much as like the first one. And then here's another one that I felt like it was going to be easier for me just to print out because of the content that was provided has illustrations. And I mean, I guess I could have taken note and then cut out the illustrations and pasted those down or whatever, but yeah, I just, you know, it's easier for me just to, okay, do that and put it in my book. And so then I just left one page for note-taking on that section. So as you go through, you'll see I have different sections for different classes, and I added, you know, oh, this is one that I just loved. This one is one where I did take note. My elastic's getting in the way. Mini Art Gut, and I just love this class. And I did cut out, you know, some of the illustrations and put them in here with my notes. And because I felt like that would help me later on when I go back to look at this and review it, to be able to explore that more. So then I made this pocket here because I wanted to add some things to this book that I could use, and it's just made out of an envelope, and I covered it in scrapbook paper. I cut this side so that I can make this slotted thing, and then of course over here I have this here pocket, and then I have like all kinds of goodies in here, so if I take this into the living room and sit down with it, I've got stuff that I can pull out and play with. And I've got a pad of paper, and I've got I guess these stickers. I don't know why I have those in there, but then these are like stencils, drawing stencils for lettering. See, lettering and borders and shapes and different things. So I thought that this journal would be one where I would use a lot of those. So I've got those in there in this pocket. Oops, let me open that up. And I did do tape around the edges because it just helped make it easier. And then I made these books, like I said, out of mixed media. So this book, my intention for this one is to be like a travel journal, to document mainly things that were happening in my life, and I'm like so far behind. The furthest I got was mid-2019 when we went on vacation, so I need to get back to this and document some other fun things that's happened since then. But as you see, I'm not spending, I don't really have a whole lot of time to spend on any one thing, and I'm trying to do that. So this particular journal that I made, my intention was to improve upon my drawing skills, and so I had different pictures of animals I put in here so that I can come back and then practice. So this is my practice one, and I did several with different mediums too. Like this is just pen and ink, and this is colored pencil. So it's also fun to play with like the different mediums that you have. And you can see I have more in here, more pictures. I like to draw animals, so that's why I have animals in here. There's a tiger. So yeah, this is my practicing my drawing book. So I think that was it. Yeah. Oh, there's in the giraffe. I practiced the giraffe. This particular book I created to practice some of the classes that I did. And so here's a couple of things that I did to practice or to explore, I guess, more things that I learned in some of the classes that I did, to see what I thought about them, if I liked them, what have you. So that's that. And then this last one is supposed to be more like a tracker and a handwriting practice. So I was starting to track my daily drawing, on here, and as you can see, about mid-year, I've not, revisited to fill in the rest. So I do need to get back to this. And here I put a copy of my intentions for this particular book. And this is a composition book, but it's got graph paper in here. So the purpose of this one is as a drawing tracker. Ideas for projects, lettering practice, geometric design, and doodles. And then I did this section. So this is my drawing tracker. This is ideas for projects. This is for lettering, which I've yet to come back and do. And there's a couple of tutorial classes that I did and have, and that I can go back and look at to help with that. And this is for doodles and geometric designs, which I've not done anything with. And this here is for my goals, and this was a really good thing that was put out on your goals. And then I have a little quote that, about goals. And I wrote some goals down, and I also printed this out of one of the classes about, you know, weekly goal tracker, and I've yet to fill that out. So yeah, I mean, I got, you know, when I first created this journal, I was like really gung-ho, as you could see from the beginnings, really, you know, using this a lot, and then somewhere along the way I got a little distracted and haven't really revisited. So yeah, I need to pull this out and get back to it, because I've taken more classes since then, but I need to go back and explore more of the classes that I have taken, so that, you know, I can start making use of, you know, what they've, you know, they're teaching, and try to help solidify some of the ideas that, you know, they have in the class, so that it can help me, you know, in my artistic career. Anyway, I thank you guys for stopping by and watching my video, and I'll put links to how I made this particular journal and the inserts in the journal. And if you're interested in seeing how I made my book of days, that is the last video that I put out, and I will also put a link to that in this video too, if you're interested. So thank you for stopping by, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.